Hey y'all, this is Carly and I am back with another video. So this one is actually going to be something a little bit different that I hope that y'all enjoy. In the past, I typically haven't really done melting boxes for the week or for the month because I kind of just like melting whatever I feel like and I never know what I'm going to want each day. And honestly, it's kind of a pain, in my opinion, to go through and pick out a bunch of things and blah blah blah. But I've been really inspired by some of the YouTubers that I love that make these types of melting boxes. I know that Notorious Liz 54 makes melting boxes. She doesn't do videos of the boxes, but I think that she does make them up for herself, and then she films a video of them and they're all themed. So that's really fun, and definitely check her out. And then I know that Things I Love 86, I believe is the number, does melting boxes and shows those. And so really what inspired me to do this is I was realizing that I actually have some wax that is either just over a year old or approaching the year mark, and that's crazy to me because a lot of the times I still feel like a newbie or pretty new to the game as far as wax goes, just because there's so many people who have been into it longer than me, and there's always new vendors and new things to learn and see. But I guess that's not fully the case anymore because I have been full on into wax as a hobby and as a passion for over a year now. So some of my first orders that I've kind of been hoarding or just thinking, oh, I've got plenty of time to melt them, are actually getting up there in age, and I kind of need to go through them before they're no longer as good or they don't have as strong of a throw or possibly any throw. So what I did is go through my collection and get out anything, not anything because I have way too much to get out all of it, but I got out some things, a whole box worth that is either a little bit past the year mark, which the earliest I ordered was last July, so that's my oldest wax. So I got out wax from then, I got out wax from the fall that is summery scents, so that's appropriate to be melting right now. And then I also got out things that I got this spring, but that by the time I got to them, like next summer, because they are really summery scents, they would be at a year or over a year, if that makes sense. So basically things that are either already pretty old, or by the time it gets back around to that season, they would be old, because I am a very seasonal melter. So things that I got, maybe in early spring and February or March for this summer, if I don't get them melted this summer, I wouldn't go to melt them again until next summer, and then they would be over a year old. So hopefully that makes sense. This is not by any means all of the stuff that I have that meets those criteria, but I just went through a few of my mini drawers and just kind of pulled out things that I saw, and I am excited to go through this in the month of August. So I definitely won't finish everything that's in here because there's a lot of almost full clamshells and that type of thing. So I definitely won't finish everything that's in here. I'm hoping that I can go through everything at least once that's in here, but we'll just kind of see how it goes. And if I specifically want something else, if I'm thinking, oh, I really want this or that scent, then I'll definitely still melt that. I'm not restricting myself to this box, but this is just giving me an idea, like, okay, these are the things that I really need to grab for first. And also, I did spend some time today chopping up anything in this box that wasn't small enough to just grab and melt. So if there were any shapes that needed to be cut up, any chunks that were too big, anything like that, so that this is just super easy for me to reach for and melt. So 4 minutes in, without further ado, I will just go ahead and get started. There's several different vendors in here. I just went through some of my drawers, like I said, but I'll start with Rose Girls, I guess. So the first one is Honeydew Lemonade, and you can see this is from January. So again, by the time it gets to next summer, it would be over a year old, if that makes sense. And I'm not going to say anything about these scents. I'm just going to show them to you. Kool-Aid Paradise Ginger Ale, also from January. These are all from a sampler. So Mango Sorbet and Pomegranate, Lemonade and Rainbow Sherbet, Watermelon Passion Fruit, and these will get out of order at some point because these are just all thrown in a bin. But Girls Weekend, got Pomegranate Chicks Dig It Blonde Moment. You can see I chopped up all of these chunks so that I can just grab pieces and melt them really easily whenever I feel like it. I think that's all the Rose Girls. I may get to more in a minute. But from Rocket's Candle Co., Strawberry Banana Bubblegum, I know there's more from Rockets, but I don't see it right now, so I'm just going to keep going. From Razzle Dazzle Wax, this is Razzle Dazzle, so like a blue raspberry scent. Let's see, also from Rockets Candle Co., I have Peach Cobbler Bubblegum. Lots of VCS. I have Fred and Wilma Zucchini. This is from October. And then Roman Holiday, so from January, which VCS is good for a long time, but this stuff is getting up there, so Some Like It Hot. This is Yellow Submarine, and I'm not going over the scent descriptions or anything. You'll see these in my next melted video. This is Afternoon Pinafores. Come On Get Happy. Young Hearts Run Free. And I try to do a good variety. There's some bedtime blends in here too. Going Hollywood. Strawberries and Cream Zucchini Bread. Or I'm sorry, that's the scent description. Strawberry Fields Forever. I'm sorry if I did that on any of the other ones. I'm just kind of mindlessly going through these. Purple Haze. Beach Blanket Bingo. Cute little macaroons from a mystery box, but poured in December. On my mom's birthday, actually. Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy. Donna Reed Supreme. And all of these are rose pieces, so a lot of these, hopefully I can actually finish up if I melt them throughout the house. Winstead Sky Scraper Shake. It's kind of a mouthful to say. Got some little Backwoods Barbie hearts, also from a mystery box. This is Snow White's Curse. Have some Beehive. I've got definitely more VCS than any other vendor, I think. South Pacific Shave Ice. It's a really, really good one. Gilligan's Island. And some of these I've just been hoarding, but there's no point in that. They always come back. From Blank Label, I have Baymax and Puppy Love. So this was from a sampler too. These were big hearts, so I cut these all into thirds. Puppy Love Blues. From a Puppy Love sampler. Princess Puppy Love. And a lot of these things are Fruity Bakery, which I think is kind of perfect for August. Minnie's Puppy Love. Here's the other Rockets Candle Co. This is just Cactus and Sea Salt. This was one of those pretty kind of little slabs with the roses on top. From Rockets Candle Co. I have Blue Raspberry. This was one of those little Skull King slabs. From the Scented Squirrel Advent, I have Gumdrops. I've still got quite a bit left over from that Advent, but that's just the one I happen to grab right now. From Bento Wax Co., I have Little Twin Stars. I did not cut these because I just pop a whole sushi roll in the warmer. Also, Bento Wax Co., I have Sweet Tooth Fairy. And So Sleepy, which will be a good nighttime blend. And I think that says Lumos, which will be a good nighttime blend as well. From Sniff My Tarts that I got in a D-stash, I have a Candy Cane Jack Frost Frostbite kind of blend that I think was probably from somebody's customs. And similarly from a D-stash, again from Sniff My Tarts, Vanilla Bean Noel Type and Spearmint. So, just need to get that used up. And from that same D-stash, from Wilma's, I have some Rosemary Mint that's from last October, so I just need to use up those last few cubes. I really like that one. From Dirty Little Secret, which is no longer in business, I just have some Mango Papaya Little Hearts that, again, this is from December, so just want to go ahead and use those up. From Sweet Wagon Scents, I have Raspberry Bavarian, and this was kind of a little present shape. I think this was a freebie in a package from her. This is also a sample from Sweet Wagon Scents. I'm not sure what it was, but I think it's a bakery scent, so just want to use that one up. From Super Tarts, the Gilmore Girls sampler, I have Mrs. Gilmore, which I'm on the last episode of that show. I'm excited and sad all at the same time. This is Dean from that same sampler. I'll still have the You in the Life shows to watch. though afterwards if y'all follow that. So from Sweet Wagon Scents, this was the Heidi Love sampler the first time that she poured it. So you can see this is from December, and I'll just go through really quickly. It has Unicorns Exist, Wooden Pickle, Antidote, Heidi Loves, and Sweet Wagon Soda. I think there were one or two others that I already melted, but I just want to go ahead and melt through that. I think there's another one of these that's even older, maybe lying around somewhere. Again, from Dirty Little Secret, no longer in business. This is Blueberry Cobbler. I got this stuff in a giveaway, I think. And then I've got some Haley's Heavenly Scent stuff, which I got pretty recently, but I have no idea how old it was when I got it, so I want to go ahead and melt it. But I have a half scent shot left in Americana, and then I have full scent shots in Hawaiian Sandalwood. My husband loves sandalwood, so I'll definitely save that for a time when he's home. I have Pink Sands Peony, and you'll see these have these little shavings on top because I went ahead and cut them in half, and then if there were little shavings left on my cutting surface, I just kind of tossed them back on top. But these were 2-ounce scent shots, so I cut them all in half so that they're totally ready to go. That was some scent shots falling over. This is Downy April Fresh. The lime and the pink coconut smells amazing on cold. And then Hawaiian Splash also smells amazing on cold. Then I have some Candy Panda. So this is Beechwood Vetiver. This is all the way from last July. So this is a little bit over a year old. So is this one. My last creamsicle from a 5-pack. Definitely need to get that used up. And then from the Candy Panda, I think it was a fizzy soda sampler. I just grabbed out a handful of them. This is Toronja. Maybe. I know I'm saying that wrong. I apologize. Green and gold. And you can kind of see, I'm not going to go over the scents like I said, but these are all different fizzy scents. Old Money. Kick Jump Twist. And All Tomorrow's Parties. I think there's at least like 5 or 10 more of those types of scents that I have, but I just grabbed out a handful so I didn't overwhelm myself with too much. And then I have a ton of Subu Tarts that would be over the year mark by next summer. So I have the whole pretty much Alice in Wonderland collection because I got it all at the same time. So this is Off With Her Head. These are all from January. No Ordinary Girl, and I just grabbed out the kind of summery ones, I guess. If it were so, it might be The Time Has Come, She's a Wildflower, and I think I'll get to more, but these are kind of mixed up. So Tie Me Up, Kate and Elliot. A lot of these are from my very first order too, so from November, December. Finn and Jake, Nova Prime, The Hurrier I Go, The Behinder I Get. It seems like just yesterday I was ordering this stuff. This year flew by. Who Are You? Got Giles. It's a nice orange scent. Curiosity Often Leads to Trouble. I haven't even melted this one yet, and I have no idea why. Wonderland. It's a nice laundry scent. Got Percy. How old is this order now? From February, but I figured this is really a summery scent to me. Dobby. I love, but I've only melted once because I loved it so much, but it'll come back. I need to just use it. Kong, which is, I'll just say Pink Sugar and Biolage because it doesn't say it on there. From the Once Upon a Time collection, Swan, not an all-time favorite, so I'm just going to use that one up. From, again, Once Upon a Time, I have Pan. This one is gorgeous on the bottom, a rainbow. And the last one that I grabbed out is Always, which is the Snape Tribute Blend. So I'm really excited to get through some of these things with the goal of actually using things up. So I'm the type of person that once I get a scent, which I'm just going to stick something in front of the camera so it's not all blurry like that. There we go. But I'm the type of person that once I get a scent, I kind of always want to have that scent. It's really hard for me to go through and actually use things up because I'm kind of a hoarder. As far as things that I'm collecting goes, I love having my collection, and you know, just having the collection of scents that I have, and I like knowing that once I have a scent, I can go in there anytime and get it. I have no idea if that makes sense. My husband thinks that it's crazy, and I'm sure that some of y'all probably do too, but it's just really hard for me to actually use something up. I always want to have some of it left, but now I'm realizing I can't do that. This stuff is getting to the point where it's not going to be as good anymore. I spent my hard-earned money on it, and I definitely want to get my money's worth out of using it. So I am going through this stuff with the goal of using it up. I'm not just going to waste it and put, you know, way too much in the war room, because then it's not even going to throw and that kind of thing. But what I am going to do is, normally, if I'm not going to be in my bedroom, for example, for most of the day, I'll only melt in the living area or where I'm going to be mostly. So I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to go ahead and melt throughout my house, and then just, you know, the occasional times when I happen to walk into the room, I'll get to enjoy whatever's melting in there. But I just have way too much wax to just selectively melt in whatever room I'm going to primarily be in for the day, and I definitely want to get through some of this stuff and get to enjoy it. So I know that this was kind of a long video for just showing y'all what my melt basket was, but I did also kind of want to explain the thought behind this and kind of why I'm doing it. And it's been really great so far already, just knowing that I'm going to have some of this stuff used up and actually go through some packaging and get through some of my collection. So hopefully this was helpful to those of y'all who may be in the same situation, to kind of inspire you to go through, get out some of your wax and actually melt it and use it up, because that's what it's for. Especially if it's already been sitting there for so long, get it out, melt it, enjoy it. That's what it's for. So, and this is as much of a message to myself, as a reminder to myself, as it is to y'all, to not just sit there and hoard it, because all of the scents are going to come back. You'll be able to get them again eventually, or something similar, even from that, either from that same vendor or from another vendor. So that's just something that I need to keep in mind. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon in another video. If I do, as I'm intending to, hopefully y'all will see most, if not all, of these scents in my next warm review. And I hope that y'all have a fabulous day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.